Good evening and welcome back to the West Ham Network for today's Hammers headlines in association with the guys over at XKUMB.com. Hope you are all keeping safe and well as per usual. Now, I've come back from a late night last night watching West Ham at Ibrox get beat by Rangers 3-1. But as much as it wasn't fantastic on the pitch, it was a great experience. I'm not going to lie to you. Just having family, lots of family by my side, watching the game, watching the mighty West Ham play 30 minutes from my doorstep was a really nice experience. Okay, the game, you know what, pre-season, it depends on how you look at pre-season. But for me, it's about making sure that players get up to some form of fitness and get a run out. And what you could see last night was specific players have just blatantly come back from pre-season. I'm not trying to make excuses. Yes, we are 2.5 weeks away. And I understand that. And Rangers are a good solid 2-3 weeks ahead of West Ham because their season starts next week. So it is pre-season after all. Some players impressed me, some didn't. Aguerd, when he was on the ball, and I'll talk about Aguerd in a minute and give you an injury update, which hopefully is not going to be too bad, but we'll wait and see when I talk about it soon. But he is a quality defender. And if he is going to be missing, it's going to be such a big loss for West Ham. I thought Tommy Soucek was phenomenal when he came on the park. He really was. Vladimir Soufal, he made such a difference at that right back position. Again, let's be mindful of the fact that it is pre-season, so it's all about getting game time, and there definitely was a pre-season vibe, friendly vibe about the game. So yeah, it was a really enjoyable day. I've got some images from the experience. Obviously, I was fortunate enough to go with my dad. He came, my mum was there, my niece, my nephews, and you can see in the background. Met some really nice, lovely West Ham fans, as you can see here in that picture. What a great picture. Someone took that for us, one of the stewards. So if you are watching, Del Boy, I hope you have a safe journey home, mate. And thank you for having a chat and hanging about with the kids as well. That's me and little Freddie. He had a great day, again, experiencing West Ham. He kept asking me, Dad, is that the long road? Are we going on a long train? But no, I explained to him it was only 25 minutes, 30 minutes up the road as well. Me and Mr. John Ratomski, if you don't know already, Irons supporting food banks. This man is a legend, so make sure you do donate if you can to the Irons supporting food banks as well. However, my highlight probably was this here. Declan Rice, look at that. He spent time with my two nephews, my son and my niece, and it was my niece's birthday as well. So happy birthday to you, Chrissy. He was lovely. He was one of only two players, Tommy Soucek and Declan Rice, that came out to the fans after the game and spent some time getting some autographs and pictures. And look at that picture, something that they will not forget. They were absolutely buzzing after that game and after that experience for them. So that was very good. So leave your comments in and let me know your thoughts on, of course, the Rangers game. I mean, I've got some fans singing videos, so here you go. I'll let you listen to this. Here's the, I think this is the goal, is it? I think. Yeah, this is the goal.
Flashes, get him off! Ready, stand up, Jack.
What hand? I didn't see a handball anywhere. Did you see a handball anywhere? That was a blatant handball. Really good video quality from my brother's top. And at the end, the players came over to see some of the fans. Soucek, of course, threw his top into the fans as well. So a really nice experience all round for the fans, and I hope the fans, as much as we didn't win the game, did enjoy the experience, of course. But there is plenty of news when it comes to West Ham. It's relentless, like I've always said. So let me get started on the first story of today, and that is all about the man we constantly talk about, Jesse Lingard. And Nottingham Forest are apparently in advanced talks with him to try and beat West Ham to the signing of the midfielder, who is, of course, a free transfer. Now, we have held lengthy negotiations with Lingard, but are in potential danger of losing him to Nottingham Forest. Now, Forest have held productive discussions with Lingard, and it's understood that they've made an extremely lucrative offer. Now, he has been targeted by several clubs in the Premier League and has been holding out, depending on what reports you read, for anything between £150,000 to £180,000 a week. And West Ham are reluctant to pay that much, and I'm glad that we are. I'm glad that we are, but Nottingham Forest are showing a willingness to smash their wage structure to bring Lingard in, who reportedly also received many offers from the MLS and a team in Saudi Arabia. Now, if Lingard was to go to Nottingham Forest, they are smashing it so much that his wages alone would outweigh the full squad's collective weekly salary. And I just don't know if that is something that's viable for Nottingham Forest. I don't see it physically, how it's viable. How do you manage your wage structure? How do you manage players' mindsets if one player is earning borderline 40 times compared to someone else what they're earning? It's just a ridiculous amount of money. So I don't know what to believe anymore when it comes to the Jesse Lingard thing. I still think he will choose West Ham, if I'm being honest. David Moyes has been pursuing him for longer than a year, since he was obviously with us before, and we have grown frustrated over the talks, and maybe we're starting to question whether or not Lingard actually wants to play for us, unless he has already decided he was coming to us. And I don't know. I don't understand the situation, to be honest. But if he goes to Nottingham Forest, I will be pissed off. But I'm not willing for West Ham to pay over the odds for the player. It gets ridiculous at a certain point. You need to put it to bed and move on. So leave your comments with regards to the Jesse Lingard saga below. But next up, and I wonder if this could be one of the replacements, a player I have spoken about on the channel already, and that is Dwight Mcneil. Now, apparently, according to reports, West Ham and Crystal Palace are actually in talks with Burnley over bringing Dwight Mcneil to the London Stadium. He is 22 years old. He's made 134 Premier League appearances for Burnley, and he is seen as a prime target because of his experience at the top level, whilst also still being very young. And he is keen, apparently, to get a return to the Premier League and is currently considering a number of options. However, Burnley are in a strong bargaining position despite the relegation from the Premier League. He has 2 years remaining on his current deal, and the club have the option to extend that contract by a further year. Burnley are likely to demand anything in excess of £15 million for the England under-21 international. What do you think when it comes to Dwight Mcneil? For me, I like him. I've always liked him. He scored his debut goal, not his debut goal, his first ever goal for Burnley against West Ham, and I'll never forget that game. And I thought he was actually a really clever footballer. He's a product of the Manchester United youth system, and has done really well in his time. And has only really been the shining light through Burnley's kind of rigorous defensive displays that they offer. And I've always said, I've said it from day dot, for the fee you pay for someone like that, he can add real quality to West Ham. So I could see West Ham going in for him, but we will have to wait and see. What do you think with regards to Dwight Mcneil? Is he a replacement for Jesse Lingard? If Jesse Lingard does go to Nottingham Forest, do let me know in the comments below. Now, listen, the Broja saga, again, another player who's constantly on the tip of our tongues about potentially coming in or not. Is he not? Who knows? But Thomas Tuchel, the Chelsea manager, has revealed that he expects Broja to remain at Chelsea. He's been heavily linked away from Chelsea, and West Ham have strong interest in bringing him to the club, not just on loan, but on a permanent deal. And earlier in the week, we were led to believe that this deal was all but done, and he was coming back from the USA to come and sign the dotted line at the London Stadium. However, Tuchel has stated that Broja is eager to impress, and a decision is still needing to be made on his future. And as he did report, and as the report said in Sky Sports, Tuchel actually said to them, I don't expect him to leave. I'm aware of the offers and I'm aware of the interest. We'll make a decision together, the owner and me and the player. When he arrived, it was clear he was trying to impress and become a Chelsea player. After a Southampton loan, it's clear he wants to make the next step. Unfortunately, he got injured and there's now a lot of interest in him. Let's see how that goes. He has a contract here. We have a lot of options, but no, not the type of Broja. Last season with him and Conor Gallagher, we always have to weigh up what's good with them in the club. Is there a prospect of them getting minutes here? He's already played in the Premier League. And with Armando, we have to look at the situation very carefully, individually, and decide, do we have the minutes we have to offer so we can grow him or give him another loan for match minutes? He also said things along the lines of, if clubs are willing to pay that amount of money, then we're sitting on someone. Why would we be willing to sell? It would be a big blow if we couldn't get Broja through the line. I mean, earlier on in the week, you felt like everything was all rosy and everything was going to plan, but it's not working out so much like that. So we will have to wait and see moving forward, of course, as well. What do you think on the Armando Broja situation? You leave your comments in the comment section below. But last but not least, I'm going to give you a little brief update on Naif Aguerd, who is a quality centre-half that West Ham have signed from Rennes, the Moroccan international who is sweating on his fitness in time for the game against Manchester City in 2.5 weeks now. And he did hobble off after he made a little error, but his recovery was, he was electric. His pace was so fast. He came back and he recovered really well with the tackle, but the tackle was a collision with the player that led to him having to limp off the field. He did look like he was in agony as well. And he was immediately taken to hospital when he was taken down the tunnel. Now, we got a chance to speak to some of the coaches after who said that they really weren't bothered about the result, but they were more bothered about what is actually going to happen with Aguerd. Now, the X-ray has confirmed that he hasn't suffered a break, but that doesn't mean he might not have things like ligament damage, which of course can be worse than a break sometimes. Moyes did say after the game, we've already had Naif X-rayed and there's no break in his ankle, which is good news. It might be some ligaments or he's twisted his ankle. It blew up immediately, so we have to hope it's not a problem. And we're going to have to wait to see when the swelling goes down before carrying out further examinations. And we do have Manchester City in 2.5 weeks. And we do, and they did currently have 5 senior centre-halves in the squad. Craig Dawson has been struggling with a couple of injuries. Ogbona's only just back from a big injury. And of course, we were willing to potentially let Diop leave to go to Fulham. However, that was pushed back, and rightly so, because currently we've, in theory, not got that many fit centre-halves, considering we should have 5 there. Should Aguerd's injury prove to be serious, he may have to rethink what's going to happen in the defence situation moving forward. So lots to talk about non-stop. It's the sagas continue. There's so many stories, it's ridiculous. So that brings an end, though, to the Hammers headlines for today. So much to go through. Not a great result against Rangers, but it is pre-season, so let's put it into perspective. Thought Flynn Downs was quality. Will Jesse Lingard sign for West Ham? Will he sign for Nottingham Forest? I'm putting it out there, and I'm saying he's signing for West Ham. Will Dwight Mcneil sign for West Ham? See, it's a good option. Can't see why not. Will Broja sign for West Ham? I'm not so sure. Really confused. Skamaka's all gone quiet. Onana's gone quiet. And earlier this week, I thought we were going to bring in 4 players. It just learns for me to not, it's teaching me not to get carried away, because I certainly do get carried away sometimes. Anyway, if you are new around here, please make sure you do subscribe to the channel. It really is helping us out. Please give us some feedback by leaving a comment in the comment section below. Please leave the thumbs up if you are interested as well. Also, we do have a membership program where you're going to be entered into regular draws. You get individual content, all that sort of stuff. So please leave us an option for, if you're interested in becoming a channel member, you can. And of course, finally, go and check out the guys over at XKUMB.com, again, who this show is in association with. Thank you for watching. Stay safe and come on, you irons.